Welcome to the Sunmall podcast, where we interview the stars of e-commerce. Hi, welcome to the Sunmall podcast. Today we have Vishal Goswami, who's the founder of one of the premier Shopify agencies. So Vishal, maybe you can talk a little bit more about your background and how you got into the world of e-commerce.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Rohan. And I'm happy to be here. Hi guys. I'm Vishal Goswami. I own Friction Studio. Friction Studio is a Shopify agency, and we work with D2C brands to design, build, and optimize their website for better conversion and for better user experience. So that's our main work. How I started is this is my third agency. I started in 2016 with my first agency was creating stores for dropshippers and small businesses. Yeah, that was my first agency was Dropshop Lab. Then I started my second agency with my partner, which was an upgrade of Dropshop Lab, by the way, to work with small and medium enterprises of brands. So it was Blink Design. Later in 2020, I opened this Friction Studio. I left Blink Design and started Friction Studio. And till now, we have worked with more than 100 brands worldwide and scaling, designing, optimizing, everything is going there. Yeah.
Awesome. So you decided to kind of start Friction. How did you get the first couple of customers then?
Yeah, so I had my experience with the Dropshop Live and Blink that helped me a lot. In Dropshop Live, we started with Facebook, reaching out to people, cold email, cold outreach on Facebook, to direct messages, to LinkedIn, and everything. But in we took a different approach of personalized outreach that we did created a lot of personalized video. I would say, let's if I need to reach out to you, Rohan, then I will mention about your company. I will create a short video. I will explain, hey Rohan, I have made a website audit for you, so you can check this out. And the audit is there. So this is a personalized approach to you, and you would be more interested in that rather than having just a text email, random text email, which is repetitive to every kind of friend out there. So that was the unique approach we got. From there, I got few clients. Then later on is our work performance and the quality of the work and the results that we get for the clients was really great, and clients were very happy. So they did the referrals. So we got 70 to 80% of clients from referrals as well. So there were different channels to it. Like I would say, the first channel was cold outreach, personalized cold outreach, which was on email, which was on LinkedIn, two main channels. Then we were doing Facebook groups. We were exploring Reddit and other platforms too, where we have groups of communities. Let's say I started with the industry because I saw that it was a growing industry, and they needed help because if you see the profile of CBD brand owners, they mainly CBD farms, they have farms, they know everything about the product ingredients and how to source it. But when it comes to the technology where they need to sell it, so then they lack a lot in that. So I reached out to that audience, and that there was the blue market, I would say blue ocean there was. So it was easy, far easy for me to get those. But yeah, you need a lot of research and a solid approach to get the things done. Yeah, that was my first approach to get few clients, and we got a lot of CBD brands. Later on, many of our clients were saying like we are a CBD agency or something, because when you focus on just one niche, when you get a lot of client in the same niche, then people know you is you are just very niche focused in just one industry. But I didn't want that. I wanted to split it to different niches, like at least three four niches. So I did that. I chose fashion, I chose supplement and health and wellness industry, beauty industry, and then the CBD industry. So there were like four or five industries that we chose to go with. And yeah, it is a good journey so far. We have marked the number like 100 plus brands, scaled and designed and optimized. Yeah. So
Okay,
that was the initial.
awesome. Couple follow-up questions here. So you had that initial kind of segment of CBD. How did you transition into these other kind of categories such as fashion, apparel, and yeah?
Yeah, so I did an outreach for fashion or beauty because that is a complete different segment. almost the opposite segment of the industry that we were working in. I got inbound leads for designing the fashion store for fashion, and also got some couple of referrals from the agencies and from the clients was working with. So then I got interested. Okay, I did a research around it, and so I was personally doing the creative direction and approach for fashion because I was interested in creating something new. Rather, you have you have an industry approach already. Like I was working in CBD, we had a lot of clients in that, but there was a pattern. Like in the same industry, there would be a pattern of working, and when you are working in same industry with the same pattern, then you get bored as well. When it in the creative approach, like you have experimented all the creative angles, approach, and the direction, then you need something else as well. So that was the turn for fashion and other industries. So I did a lot of creative direction for fashion brands. For like first brand was like Anaki. So Anaki was a streetwear brand in Australia. So that was the first fashion brand I did. Later on, there was a lot of Indian brands to foreign brands. So the switch happened because of the referral. I didn't approach for that, but it was good. And then I saw that like we can definitely segmentize the industry that we are targeting, and also we can work on it in different categories rather than just choosing one category. Otherwise, it will be like a very niche focused industry based agency, and which I didn't want actually. I wanted to explore different agencies as well. So that's why I chose a beauty supplement. But yeah, there is not much difference between supplement and CBD because the product is related to health only. I know the market is quite different, but the product is related to health. So ingredients, how they create the product, how they make, what is the baking process of doing that, what is the back end process of building the product is it's quite similar in that because similar kind of ingredients, process, and everything goes on. So that was quite good though. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, that's what.
Makes sense. So a lot of the fundamentals are pretty similar in adjacent agencies, or sorry, adjacent industries such as like vitamins. You're still talking about ingredients, health benefits, and then also there were organic referrals. Maybe one customer knew someone else in a slightly different industry, so you're able to expand. One of the things you mentioned earlier on, you didn't cold blast generic email to everyone. You really sent a personalized video audit. So my understanding is you took a video explaining some problem with their site or things they could improve on. So maybe what are some of the biggest things that across different websites, common mistakes you've kind of observed that people do?
Yeah. Okay. So this is very industry specific, I would say, because I saw a lot of mistakes on CBD brands websites. I saw very few mistakes on fashion and other brands because, as I said, many CBD brand owners they own farms, they work in remote areas in rural areas as well. They're not much connected with the technology as well. Is like other brands like fashion or technology and other brands are connected to it. So I saw a lot of big drop between the versions of the design. Like they were using very old versions of the websites, old platforms like on WordPress, like on Wix or something, like old versions of these as well. So I saw they were using the designs of 2013, 2014 or some 28, 29 of design actually. That year of design they were using. So I needed to explain there is a huge there is a difference of decade between the design that you are using right now because the customer has changed, customer people have changed, how they are using the internet, how they are using the websites because there is a fixed pattern of trends of everything. If you go to Instagram, the Instagram is different because everything is updating. So the website. So that's why I explained this point to CBD brand owners mainly. You need to upgrade the website. You need to show the product process of your farm, who is the face behind the product, behind the brand, and then explaining the product, how it will help, mainly feature the benefits. So that was the common mistake I saw. Like people were explaining the product only, like this is the product, these are the ingredients, that's all, and this is how we made it, that's all. But This is about the product and about the brand. This is me, not you actually, as a customer. So that's what I have explained to them. You need to add what kind of value or the benefit that will aid, this product will aid in your customer's life, then they will get interest. Otherwise, why somebody is coming to the website and they are reading about the product and the brand? If there is nothing that can benefit them, then they will leave the website. So that's what I have explained to them, and that was the very common mistake I saw across all the brands, even many fashion and other brands too. So I think, yeah, that was the main mistake. And except that, there were a lot of errors, like having bigger sliders. Like, this is how I did the audits: no visual hierarchy, no consistency between sections, headings, content sections, the copy of the website, structure of the product pages, reviews. A lot of things there were so mentioned, but these are the common big mistakes I saw that needs to be fixed. Is the goal of the new website and the strategy of the new design for their brand actually. Yeah.
Makes sense. So there's a lot of kind of tactical mistakes, such as maybe they're not emphasizing the reviews. There's just some mental model kind of things where they're not putting themselves in the customer's shoes and really explaining the benefits or what it's going to do for the user. And then there's also more architectural things. They're kind of using these old store template, 10 years old. Maybe you can talk, how does the migration process, do you help with migration, and how does that migration process work like?
Yeah. Okay. So migration depends on which platform you are. Like, if you are on Magento, then migrating to Shopify would be hard. If you are on WordPress, then migrating to Shopify would be easy, but yeah, similar, I would say. But yeah, on what, like, I got a lot of WordPress clients, like they wanted to migrate to Shopify mainly. There was a spike between Shibidi brands too, because a lot of things that they get on WordPress they don't get on Shopify too. There is a difference. But other platforms, other industries like fashion, beauty, supplement, they wanted to migrate to Shopify because Shopify is giving everything to them. So it was easy, I think, on the WordPress end, and the process was doing initiating with migrating the data part. There are two things. The one thing is data, the other thing is the theme and the front end, which is the website, the visual part of the website we see as a customer, and the data is the backend part. So first we move the backend, which is includes product data, how many products they have, SKUs, images, detail of the product description, everything. Then customers, like the list of the customer, data of customers, how many orders they had, everything. Content, which is the page content, how many pages they have, how many blogs they have. And in blogs, you need to be very careful, because when you move blogs to Shopify, then it means you need to keep the SEO ranking the same way. Other thing is, I personally, and I think, yeah, everybody, I saw a lot of reviews around it. Shopify blog not much powerful like WordPress, so we usually keep the blog section on WordPress and host it with a subdomain for the brand, because Shopify blog is not much powerful as like the other blogs. That is the weakness of it. I'm addressing it here. And there are many podcasters, developers, designers, and agency owners already mentioned this before. The migration process includes all the data part. We move it to that, and it depends on how much data we have, but usually it takes a week. In the week, we can done all the data part migration to Shopify. Then we recheck everything, like everything, migrated. We don't have any data left on the other platform. Then we do the front end part. If client needs a new refreshed design for the new Shopify store, then we create it with the theme. Like, we install a theme, we buy a theme, and then put everything there, design, then we make it live. Otherwise, if clients needs a custom website, then we don't make the data migration first. We create a custom website first, we design it, we show it to client, take approval, we do the development in Shopify, everything is good, and we do the data migration there. Everything is like that. After that, we migrate this front end part, which is the theme, design, and everything, which is on WordPress, and that brings to Shopify and to the Shopify front end. and we connect everything, all the pages content in the same segment if they want, and then we make it live. So yeah, this is the quite easy process that we put for migration.
Makes sense. There are certain kind of platforms that are a little more difficult to migrate from, such as Magento, and then also most brands are you're generally doing migrations to Shopify, but Shopify is not perfect. It has weaknesses such as the articles and the blogging. So there you use a combo of the old platform's blogging features and Shopify's regular functionality. Couple of things I really wanted to dig in here are any comments on store performance, things people can do better to speed up, yeah, their site speed.
Yeah, so the one thing I really see on each every store is the speed optimization. They need speed optimization. So every time I do audit, I first I check the website speed, and I always get the score is like under 20, under 30 only. In mobile size, I'm talking about, and the score is from Google Page Insight. So Google provides what is the performance score for this store. So the mobile I usually get is around 20 or 30, around that. On desktop I get around 40, 45 usually, that's it. And I usually try to explain like how can we improve it, like removing leftover code in the theme that they are having currently, optimizing images, sections, videos, and the animation or the elements that they are using on the website. That is also one thing. So I usually do that, and first we do the speed optimization of the website, and where we guarantee actually a score. We will get this actually after taking a look on the backend, like how much we have to optimize it. But yeah, we usually guarantee like we can take your score performance to at least 70, 80 in mobile, which is good, under 3 seconds, and above 90 plus in desktop mainly. So that is our service doing guarantee before. Like if we won't be able to optimize that much, then we don't charge that. So it's like that. So we do that. Speed optimization is very important on every store I saw. Other than that, like I see themes are according to niches. If you are a CBD brand, you can take any other theme too. But there are templates, there are themes on Shopify, themes built for CBD only. They can choose those and they can use those themes too. In terms of suggestions for the stores, I see common things which needs to be implemented on every store is like you should have a sticky add to cart on your cart page if you have a long form product pages like we have as we have for the CBD or supplement or any other industries, because people need to scroll through the information of the product. It means like what kind of benefits, when they need to use, how to use, ingredients and everything. So you need to scroll through your phone, and to find the CT, you need to go back. So the CTA, the call to action button, which is add to cart or buy it now, it should be sticky. Yeah, that is for I think all the stores. I would say for all the brands on Shopify, or if you are not Shopify, both. Other than that, if you have a good sale or any values, you should declare your values on call to actions or in the first fold of the homepage or the product page. Like your product is cruelty free, vegan 100%. You are not using any kind of product, any kind of ingredients which cause skin effect or any something. So you need to tell all those things upfront, and that people care a lot about. To making a decision, to making a purchase decision, customer really care about how many days of return shipping you provide, return what is your return policy for the product. It usually applies on fashion brands, beauty brands. People, if I don't get a good fit, then I need to return it, so I need to see the return policy as well. So that also should be highlighted under the call to action itself. I saw that many people put it into sections in the description, and they have a drop down of it. So customer needs to click on the drop down, they need to find it ways there. So it should be very simple under the main call to action. These are the things I would say every store should implement. But yeah, every brand is different, every store is different, on a different stage. So we usually conduct a free audit for them, a UX audit. What are the things that you need should improve on, and what are the things that you should change and replace. So I do a full UI UX audit for brands, and it's free. So yeah, I think if any brand interested on that, like we usually do that.
Makes sense. I just want to dive in very quickly for tactical things. I think one thing you said is sometimes there's unused code and stuff like that. How do you identify the unused code?
Yeah. So it comes doing the scanning everything, I would say, going to each file like of the application, checking schema code in the backend. We usually take a look on the application list that we have. Then we check the files. Let's say if we are using a product review application and you have installed it today, and then you remove the application tomorrow. So it's like after removing application is not into apps section, but the code which integrated when you install the application is there in the theme, and that would be on the product page. So we will go through the whole HTML and liquid code in themes and check what are the application code leftover code is there which should be removed and the application are not in use. Because when anybody start with Shopify, they install a lot of applications because they provide a power, a free applications as well. So they get excited with that. They install a lot of applications, but when they remove it, but the code is there actually. So that needs to be optimized, and that is the leftover code. So we actually go to main pages like the theme liquid, which is the home page, to product liquid page, templates and different templates, schema of the whole theme, and we remove it. We make it optimize, and that gets the score higher. Yeah.
Makes sense. And then for images, what are the common mistakes there? How do you optimize the images?
Yeah, so in the images, many people use a different scale of the images. I would say if I'm using a 16 inch of screen, and that should be optimized with that section. If I'm creating a section for 16 inches of screen, then I need to put an image which, compatible with that scale, and that also optimized in the mobile size too. Later on, the size optimization of the image is there, like what kind of size we are using. If you are putting the images in very high quality size, and that is around like 1920 MBs, then that needs to be optimized to 6 MBs. That is also a max size on that. So yeah, we do that. We go through the files in Shopify. There is a file section. On the file section you can find all the files and their sizes. So we optimize those sizes like that. We also use some apps sometimes, go through all the images of the website and they optimize it. But yeah, I usually do, my work from backend part, which is the files, go through each file and what are the things there. So yeah, this is how
Makes
we
sense.
optimize it.
Makes sense. Any kind of apps you recommend your clients use or you found helpful?
Yeah, so applications, it depends on your requirements, but I think most common applications are, we are working with coffee brands as well. So the coffee brands are not selling the product just for one time, they are selling it for subscription. So I suggest charge subscription app for coffee brands. There is one more company, there is one more application which I really like is Epstal is also providing subscription services, mainly for coffee brands. I saw that, so brands can use those apps for review. I think is also good. Reviews.io, I saw that too, but there is a significant difference of prices in between these applications. So I usually use for reviews, and yeah, I think there are some other apps too. So I think these are the apps, but yeah, for different reasons. Like if your requirement is to add AI products, AI recommendation, sorry. So AI recommendation is like you're scrolling through the product, you like those products, then they will show you those products only. So often you will buy more those, right? So that is AI recommendation. I saw that Wiser is a good application for that, for AI recommendation. There are some other applications too. If you want to put personalized banners, personalized sale banners for customers, then you can use Optimonk. That is also a good application. Other than that, I think yeah, these are the common applications and different needs for different needs. I won't suggest to use functional applications like for functional use. I mean, if you want to add stick add to cart button, then just create the code for it. Don't use any application for it. Otherwise, your website will load slower. Many times, button also don't work. So that's why. So for small functionalities, just create the functionalities. Don't use apps for that. That's what I suggest, and that's what we do for our all the clients. Yeah.
Makes sense. Don't use apps where you can just natively do it in Shopify, such as sticky add to carts, but for stuff such as subscriptions that are much more complicated than to use apps, such as I think you mentioned Recharge. Okay, just a couple quick wrap up questions here. One of the big focus for you for the next 6 months and the long term goal for
Yeah,
Friction.
for my agency, in terms of clients that we are targeting, is we want to target more of Shopify Plus clients and enterprise level of brands mainly. That's what that is my focus in terms of targeting. Other than that, the direction and the service direction is would be getting functional experiences for the bigger brands. Creative approach would be the art direction for fashion industry mainly, and I'm working on some of the good brands too. I'm still working on it, but yeah, for next 6 months I would say these are my main concern about the positioning of the agency. Positioning in the sense, like, I want to position as an authority of building great experiences for bigger brands in the industry and making the commerce better for everyone, for the brands, for the customer. So our main forte and our main goal is to bridge the gap between the brand and the customer, because there is a lot of gap many times. You don't know the customer, brand don't know the customer, don't know the brand. So we need to bridge that gap. So that is my positioning. I want to establish. So I will work on this too. So these are the things I will work on for next 6 months.
Cool. So that makes sense. So really focus on bigger Shopify Plus customers and then also work on your kind of overall positioning here.
Yeah.
And then stepping back from Friction, any just overall trends in e-commerce you're really excited about?
Yeah. So AI, my first answer would be AI. I want to see like how other page builders, how other applications and the technologies gonna use AI in e-commerce. Like I see Shopify is also building something around it. Shopify already implemented the content part, which is the creating a description and the content for all the pages in their system. And I want to see like how augmented reality will connect with AI on that. I really want to see hydrogen and headless commerce to grow with it, and how we can also integrate some of the functionalities which works with AI, and that makes the decision, more better for customer, and the experience for the customer. So that's what I'm looking into right now, and we are also building some SaaS product for it to make it more better. That is also my one of my project. Other than that, in terms of design trends, I see minimalism still there. Neo brutalism I saw, but that is not with all the brands. Still, minimal design trends are going on. People love simplicity. Still, this is in the industry. Yeah, so I think these are the things I look forward to. Mainly, I look forward to UX trends, UI trends, principles, and the technology trend. So, in terms of technology, I see AI is really going great. Before that, I saw crypto. We integrated applications to take payments in crypto and all, but it's not going well. It didn't go well. Like people were using only their native payment gateways and everything. So I think in usability with the e-commerce, it will take some time for crypto, but AI is there. People will definitely take benefits from it. Yeah.
Makes sense. With descriptions, let's see how it impacts other aspects such as page building, augmented reality. I think Apple just announced their new headset, so that's something to look out in the future. And then there's also just design styles like minimalism that's becoming more popular. And then just final question here. Any kind of shopping experience or favorite brand you've bought from recently that you've been really happy with?
So I personally love Gymshark, which is also on Shopify. They have very simple approach. They have a masculine approach in terms of design, typography, and the structure of the website, because they are a fitness brand. If you're a fitness brand, you need to approach is like a masculine brand with the masculine form and the experience. They have great filters. They have great navigation, which I loved. I was on the website. I clicked on for main, I saw the products, and I found it just in the next 5 seconds what I was looking for. So I really loved that experience, and we are also implementing it to all the other brands, and that's the bridging the gap between customer and the brand, because customer is on your website because they want something, and they want it really hard as you want to sell it really hard. So that is the thing. So you need to bridge the gap, and the customer will be yours. So I really love that experience. Yeah.
This makes sense. Gymshark's a really awesome site. I think it's one of the best-selling Shopify sites,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
one of the top 5 sites. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sun Mall Podcast. Please make sure to subscribe.